Captain Aaron Voss walked across the ruined alien base. His boots crunched on broken metal and dust. Smoke rose in the distance, and the sky above was orange from the fires. He and his squad had just won a hard battle. The enemy was gone, but the air still smelled of death and fear. "Clear this sector," Aaron ordered. "Check every room, every corner." His soldiers spread out through the dark halls, weapons ready. Aaron entered a narrow hallway alone, led by a weak energy signal. His scanner beeped softly, guiding him toward a locked door. He pushed it open and stepped inside. The room was small, quiet, cold in the center. A girl sat on the floor, her hands and legs bound by glowing energy cuffs. Her clothes were torn, her hair messy, but her body looked untouched by battle. She was maybe 16, maybe younger. But her eyes, those red glowing eyes, felt older than time. She didn't cry, didn't scream, didn't move. She only stared at Aaron like she already knew him. He raised his rifle slowly. "Identify yourself," he said. No answer. She tilted her head, just a little, and blinked once. Aaron stepped closer. Watching her carefully, she looked human, but something was different. Her skin was too perfect, her breathing too calm. She didn't look like a prisoner. She looked like a bomb waiting to go off. He tapped his commander to base. He said, "I've found something. A girl, alive, in Sector 9. Is she alien?" A voice replied. Aaron looked at her again. "She's..." "Not exactly," he said. Soon 2 soldiers arrived and stared in shock. "She's just a kid," one whispered. "Then why are the cuffs military tech?" The other said, "That's Earth design." Aaron didn't answer. He knelt in front of the girl. "What's your name?" he asked softly. This time she spoke. Her voice was low, cold, and calm. "I remember Earth," she said. The words hit Aaron like ice. "How?" he asked. She looked away. Then she said one more word. "Scar." Aaron stood up quickly. He had heard that word before. Project SCAR. Secret experiment from years ago. But the files were classified, hidden, erased. How did this girl know it? Was she part of it? He gave the order. "Take her to the ship." They carried her gently, but she didn't resist. She didn't look afraid. She just kept staring at Aaron, eyes glowing like fire under her lashes. Back on the warship Crimson Dawn, the girl was placed. In a secure room, she sat on the floor again, quiet, still bound. Aaron watched her from behind a glass wall. He felt something strange, not pity, not fear, something deeper. He ordered the ship's doctor to run a scan. When the results came back, everyone fell silent. "She has human DNA," the doctor said. "But it's mixed with something else." "What?" Aaron asked. "We don't know," the doctor replied. "It's like machine code inside her." Blood. Aaron stepped into the room alone. The girl looked up as he entered. "You're not just a child," he said. "Are you?" She gave a small smile. "I was," she said. "Once. Tell me who did this to you." Aaron said. She said nothing. But then, after a long pause, she whispered, "You did?" Aaron froze. "I wasn't part of any project," he said firmly. "But..." "Your world was," she replied. "Your people made me, and then left me behind." Aaron felt something deep in his chest. Was she telling the truth? Was she a weapon made by humans and left to rot? "Why are you still alive?" he asked. She looked him in the eye. "Because I have a purpose." "What purpose?" Her eyes burned brighter now. "Not mercy," she said. "War?" The lights in the room flickered. Her cuffs began to spark. The room grew colder. Aaron called for backup, but the girl didn't move. She sat calmly as her restraints began to melt. Her voice came again, softer this time. "You don't understand what you made." The cuffs shattered, metal falling to the floor in pieces. She stood up slowly, her body glowing with strange energy, but she didn't attack. She looked at Aaron one last time and said, "I remember Earth." Then she turned away and sat down again, as if nothing had happened. Aaron stepped back, heart pounding. This girl wasn't just a lost experiment. She was something new, something dangerous, and something very, very angry. Captain Aaron Voss stood in the hallway outside the holding room. He watched the girl on the monitor as she sat alone. Her hands were free now, but she didn't move much. She just stared at the wall, silent, still, waiting. No one could explain how she had broken the energy cuffs that tech was designed to hold. The most dangerous prisoners, even high-level alien warriors, couldn't escape it, but she had melted them with her mind. Without even standing up, Aaron turned to the ship's medic. "Run another scan," he ordered. "Something's inside her, and I need to know what." The medic nodded and walked away. Aaron stepped back into the room. The girl looked at him calmly, as if she had been expecting him. "I want answers," Aaron said. The girl tilted her head slightly. "So do I," she replied. He sat across from her, keeping his voice steady. "You said you remember Earth." "Yes," she said. "Not much. But I remember metal walls, cold rooms, voices behind glass." She closed her eyes. "Someone held me once," she said softly. "A woman with a white coat and kind hands." Aaron listened carefully. That didn't sound like a lab or a prison. It sounded like a mother. "Do you know her name?" he asked. The girl shook her head. "No," she said, "but I called her Dr. Mother." She opened her eyes and looked straight at him. "She called me Subject 7, Aaron." Felt the air shift. That name, Subject 7, was buried in a deep file. He had seen it once, years ago, while cleaning old military records. It was part of Project SCAR, secret human experiment to build soldiers who could survive in space, war, and any world. The project was shut down, or so they said, because the subjects were unstable. Now, one of them was sitting in front of him. "I was made," she said. "Not born like you." "But you look human," Aaron said. "I am," she whispered. "Mostly, then? Why do you call yourself a weapon?" The girl looked at her hands. "They trained me to kill," she said, "to move without sound, to strike without fear. They wanted something better than soldiers." She looked up at him again. "They wanted something without mercy." Aaron's jaw tightened. "Then what happened?" "There was a test," she said. "A final test. They told us to fight each other." She paused, breathing slowly. "I didn't want to, but the others. They were scared." Her voice trembled. "For the first time, they died," she said. "And I lived." Aaron said nothing. He had no words. She wiped her eyes quickly. "After that, they said I failed. Too emotional, too human. So they left me behind on an alien moon. They didn't want me anymore." Aaron felt sick. She was a child made by his own people, used, tested, then thrown away. "I don't belong anywhere," she said. "Not with aliens, not with humans. You do now." Aaron said firmly, "You're on my ship, and I won't let anyone hurt you again." She looked at him with doubt in her eyes. "You say that now," she said, "but what happens when they find out what I am?" He stood up. "They already know," he said, "and they're afraid." The lights flickered again. Something was changing in the ship's power core. Suddenly, alarms began to sound. "Captain Voss to the bridge," a voice shouted over the... "Come, we've got incoming." Aaron ran out of the room and reached the command deck. His officers stood at attention, eyes wide. On the screen, 3 alien warships appeared, fast, armed, and heading straight for them. "Shields up," Aaron ordered. "Prepare weapons," but before anyone could fire, a message came through. It wasn't a demand or a threat. It was just one line. "Return Subject 7, or be destroyed." Everyone on the bridge turned to Aaron. He didn't speak. His thoughts were spinning. They knew. The aliens knew she was here. They wanted her back. But why? To study her. To kill her. Aaron's second in command stepped closer. "Sir, if we hand her over, we might save the ship." Aaron stared at the screen, then turned and walked back to the holding room. The girl was already standing. "I heard the message," she said. "I'm not giving you to them," Aaron said. "I don't care what the cost is," she smiled slightly, "for someone who doesn't know me." "You care too much," Aaron shrugged. "I've seen war," he said. "But I've never seen eyes like yours. They don't promise death. They promise something else." She nodded. "War," she said. "But not like you've seen. Outside, the enemy ships charged weapons. Inside." Subject 7 walked to the center of the room. Her eyes glowed brighter than ever before. She wasn't scared. She wasn't running. She was remembering everything. The enemy ships were getting closer on the bridge of the Crimson Dawn. Red warning lights flashed and alarms screamed through the hallways. Captain Aaron Voss stood in silence, staring at the alien warships on the main screen. Their weapons were armed, their shields were up. They had made their demand clear. Return the girl or be destroyed. The girl Subject 7 stood at the center of the room below deck. Her eyes glowed softly, her hair drifting as if caught in a wind that wasn't. There, Dane, the ship's engineer, watched her from behind thick glass. "She's charging something," he said into the comm. "But we're not powering her, sir." "She's powering herself," Aaron replied. "Keep monitoring her vitals, but don't interfere." His second in command, LT Riva, stepped closer. "We can't win this fight, Captain," she said. "Even with our full weapons online, we're outnumbered and outgunned." Aaron looked back at the screen, then down toward the lower deck. His jaw tightened. "I know," he said, "but I won't." "Hand her over, she's dangerous," Riva said. "She melted our cuffs, and now she's drawing power from nothing. She could destroy us all." Aaron shook his head. "No," he said. "She saved one of our men during the last attack. She had the chance to escape and didn't." Riva lowered her voice. "You're trusting a science experiment with the fate of this ship." "I'm trusting a girl who remembers being abandoned," Aaron said, "and who doesn't want to be used again." Down below, the girl suddenly opened her eyes. The ship shook, not from outside, but from inside. "She's accessing our internal systems," Dane said, shocked. "She's in our defense grid, navigation, power, core, everything." Aaron hit the comm. "7, what are you doing?" Her voice came through the speaker, calm, cold, clear. "I'm showing you what I was made for, on the screen." The alien ships fired their first shot. A glowing bolt of plasma rushed toward Crimson Dawn. Before the impact, the girl raised her hand. The plasma blast froze in midair, then vanished like it had never been fired. Silence filled the bridge. She bent the laws of physics. Dane whispered, "That's not tech. That's something else." Then, one of the alien ships began to shake. Sparks flew from its engines, and it started to fall out of formation. "She's not attacking them," Aaron said. "She's disabling them. She's choosing not to kill," Riva added, surprised. "She has the power. But she's holding back." 7's voice came again. "They trained me to destroy," she said. "But I can choose what I become, the other." 2 ships stopped their approach. A message came through audio only. The alien commander sounded afraid. "You are not what we built," he said. "What are you?" 7 replied, "I'm what comes after fear. I'm what you should have never left behind." The alien ships turned slowly, their weapons powering down. Then they jumped into hyperspace, gone in seconds. The battle was over, and not a single life was lost. The crew of Crimson Dawn stood in silence. Some stared at the screen, others looked at the floor. No one clapped, no one cheered. They didn't know if they had just been saved by a hero or spared by something too powerful. To stop, Aaron walked down to the lower deck. The girl stood calmly, breathing slowly. She looked tired, but not weak. He stood in front of her. "You could have killed them," he said. "Yes," she replied. "But you didn't." "I'm not what they wanted me to be," she said. "Not anymore," Aaron nodded. "Some of the crew are scared. They should be," she said. "I'm still learning to control it." "Then let us help you," Aaron said. "You don't have to carry this alone." She looked up at him. "Why are you being kind to me?" "Because someone should have been kind to you a long time ago." Her eyes softened for the first time. She sat down slowly, resting her hands in her lap. "I don't want to be a weapon," she whispered. "Then don't be," Aaron said. "You're more than what they made." A silence passed between them. Then she asked, "What's my name?" Aaron was surprised. "You don't have one?" "They called me Subject 7, she said. "But that's not a name." Aaron thought for a moment. "How about Kaya?" He said, "It means one who begins again." She smiled. "Kaya," she repeated. "I like it." From that moment, she wasn't Subject 7 anymore. She was Kaya, still powerful, still dangerous, but now, choosing her own path. Up on the bridge, Dane whispered to Riva, "She's not just a weapon." Riva nodded. "She's something new." And far in deep space, the alien command reported back to their leaders. "Subject has evolved. Humanity may rise. Prepare for what comes next." The ship Crimson Dawn flew quietly through deep space. No enemy in sight, no alarms, no danger, but inside the walls of the ship, the crew could feel something changing. Kaya was no longer locked up. She walked the halls freely now, though. Always under quiet watch, some of the crew gave her strange looks. Others avoided her completely, but a few looked at her with curiosity, even respect. Captain Aaron Voss sat with his engineering team in the command center. In front of them was a new scan of Kaya's body. Lines of glowing light showed inside her chest, shaped like a flower made of kale. Made of kale, made of Kaya. Circuits and stars. "This is not normal tech, Dane," the chief engineer said. "It's alive in some way." "What do you mean?" Kieran asked. "It's growing, evolving." Dane replied, "This core inside her. It's not just reacting to her emotions, it's learning from them." Riva stepped closer, frowning. "Learning to do what?" "That's what scares me," Dane said. "We don't know." Aaron leaned back in his chair. "Could it be alien?" "No," Dane said. "This is human design." The room went silent. That made it worse, not better. Kaya sat in the observation bay, looking out at the stars. She could feel something inside her changing. Her chest felt warmer every day. Sometimes it pulsed like a second heartbeat. When Aaron entered the room, she didn't turn. "I know what you found," she said quietly. "You do?" "Yes," she said. "It's called the Scar Core. They built it to power the perfect soldier, and it lives inside you," Aaron said. Kaya nodded. "It connects to my thoughts, my feelings. If I feel hate, it becomes a weapon. But what happens if you feel peace?" Aaron asked. Kaya finally looked at him. "I don't know." Later, in the ship's archive room, Aaron searched for old records with help from Riva and Dane. They hacked into Deep Earth Command data. It took hours, but finally they found something. A file marked Project Scar. Phase 0. It showed a video of a young woman standing in a white lab coat. "This is Dr. Elian Creed." The woman said, "Project Scar is not about weapons. It is about evolution, if we succeed. The subjects will become more than soldiers. They will become the next step of humanity." Behind her, in the video, 5 children stood in glass tubes. Only one was awake, Kaya, with glowing eyes, even as a child. The video ended, and silence filled the room. "Evolution," Riva said softly. "They wanted to replace us. They wanted to control what came next." Aaron replied, "But they couldn't." Back in her room, Kaya held a piece of old cloth, part of a jacket, the only thing left from her childhood. She remembered the voice of Dr. Creed, soft, warm. "You are strong," she had said. But never forget you are human first. Kaya closed her eyes, but instead of comfort, she saw fire. The test chamber, the screaming, the moment the other children stopped moving. I didn't want to survive. She whispered, I just did. Suddenly, alarms blared across the ship. Everyone jumped into action. Unknown signal approaching. A voice called overcomes. Aaron ran to the bridge, on screen. A strange object floated in space. It wasn't a ship. It wasn't alive. It was a black cube, perfect, silent, glowing with a faint blue light. What is that? Riva asked. It's broadcasting, Dane said, sending a signal directly to Kaya. Aaron's heart dropped. She's the target again. Kaya walked onto the bridge. The crew turned. It's unsure whether to stop her or salute. I've seen this before, she said. In my dreams, the cube started to open, unfolding like a flower inside. A hologram appeared, Dr. Creed, or her AI memory. Subject 7, the hologram said. If you're hearing this, then I failed. They turned you into a weapon, not a child. But you are always more than your design. The scar core will adapt, but only to the soul inside it, if you want to destroy. It will become fire, if you want to lead. It will become light. Kaya stared at the image. I don't know what I want, she said softly. The hologram smiled, then choose carefully. The cube powered down and the signal ended. No one moved. Kaya looked at Aaron. I need time. She said, to learn who I really am, you have time. He said, you have us. As the ship turned toward the next colony, the stars stretched in front of them. Kaya sat in her room once more. She placed her hand on her chest, feeling. The core inside, it pulsed not with anger, not with rage, but with something new, hope. Kaya stood alone in the engine bay of the ship Crimson Dawn. Pipes hissed around her. Wires glowed with soft light. The hum of the ship felt like a heartbeat in the walls. She placed her hand gently against the wall. The metal warmed to her touch. Responding to her presence inside her chest, the scar core pulsed, slow and steady. It didn't feel cold anymore. It felt alive, but it was waiting for her decision. Aaron entered the room quietly. He had learned not to surprise her. Her senses were sharp, always ready, even when calm. You've been quiet today. He said, I'm thinking, Kaya replied. Without turning about what I am, Aaron stepped beside her. And what have you decided? I'm not sure, she said. I was made to be something. Dangerous, you were made, Aaron said, but you were also raised. Left, hurt, and still here you are. Kaya turned toward him. I don't want to be a weapon, she said, but part of me still feels like one. Aaron looked into her eyes. You're allowed to feel that? He said, but you're also allowed to change. Kaya nodded slowly. But change takes time. She whispered, and the galaxy may not wait for me. Just then, an alarm sounded across the ship. The red lights returned, warning of danger. Unknown ship approaching fast, came a voice over comms. Aaron and Kaya rushed to the bridge. On the screen appeared a small alien vessel damaged. Burning, barely flying, no weapons detected, Riva said. But it's not answering our calls before anyone could respond. The alien ship crashed into one of the Crimson Dawn's docking arms. A loud boom echoed through the hull. Emergency teams rushed to the impact site. Inside the broken vessel, they found a survivor child, barely 10 years old, his skin pale blue. His eyes wide with fear. He was shaking, holding his arm. Blood or something like it dripped onto the floor. Kaya stepped forward. The child looked at her and screamed. She's one of them, he cried. She burned us all. Kaya froze. Her heart sinking. The crew looked at her, unsure what to say. But Aaron stepped in. No, she won't, he said firmly. She's not here to harm you. The child didn't believe him. He passed out from pain. Later, in the medbay, Kaya stood beside the boy's bed. She looked at his tiny hands, his scared face. She remembered when she had been just as small, alone, afraid, used. Aaron joined her. "He's from a mining world," he said. "His colony was hit by raiders, human ones." Kaya looked shocked. "Humans attacked them." "Yes," Aaron said. "Not everyone follows orders out here." Kaya stepped away from the bed. "If we're capable of that?" She said, "Maybe I really am no better." Aaron grabbed her shoulder, gently but firmly. "Kaya, the difference is you care. You feel guilt, pain, hope. That makes you better than those who follow hate." Kaya looked down. "I need to see it myself," she said. "I need to go to that world." Aaron frowned. "It's not safe." "I know," Kaya replied, "but I have to choose what I fight for." With the boy recovering and the ship stable, Aaron agreed. They would visit the mining colony, the place that was attacked, when they arrived. The planet looked broken. Ashes filled the wind. Homes turned to rubble. Kaya walked slowly through the wreckage. People watched her with fear. Some whispered, some ran. But one old woman stepped forward. "You," the woman said, "you're the girl from the sky." Kaya nodded slowly. "Yes," she said, "but I'm not here to hurt you." The woman stared at her for a long moment, then said, "Then help us." Kaya spent hours using her energy to power broken lights, move heavy beams, heal small wounds. Children gathered around her. They watched, curious and quiet. She told them stories of stars, of ships, of choices, not as a soldier, but as someone still learning how to be human. Aaron stood back, watching her. He saw something new in her face. Peace. That night, around a fire, Kaya looked up at the stars. "I know now," she said. "I was made for war, but I can still choose peace." Aaron smiled. "You just made your first real command decision." Kaya laughed softly. "And? What's that?" "You chose who you are, above them, in orbit." A secret transmission was sent. A deep voice whispered. "She's stabilized. The core responds to emotion. She must not be allowed to continue back on the ship." Kaya's core glowed faintly. It had felt the signal. Something dark was coming. But this time, she wasn't afraid. This time, she had chosen her side. The stars above the mining colony blinked softly in the black sky, but hidden in that silence. Something dark was moving, in the shadows of deep space. A warship came out of hyperspace. Its surface was sleek, black, and cold. No markings, no flag, just death inside the command center of Crimson Dawn. Captain Aaron Voss stared at the alert screen. "Unknown ship detected," Dane reported. "It's broadcasting on old Earth's military channels." Kaya stepped forward. "It's them," she said quietly. "The ones who made me." A voice crackled through the comm system, deep and cold. "This is Omega Protocol." It said, "Return. Subject scarce event to us, or be destroyed." Aaron clenched his fists. "No way," he muttered. "She's not your property." Kaya stood still, but inside, her core was heating up. It could feel the presence of the ship, the same technology that had once controlled her. "What do they want?" Riva asked. "They want to shut me down," Kaya replied, "to erase what I've become." The enemy ship launched a warning shot. A plasma blast exploded near the colony, shaking buildings and setting fire to a ridge. Children screamed. People ran. Kaya didn't move. She just stared at the fire. "I have to face them," she said. "Not alone," Aaron replied. "We fight together." Riva gave the command. "All fighters, prepare for launch." Dane activated the ship's shields. The crew moved quickly. Fear in their eyes, but trust in their captain. Kaya walked to the edge of the command deck. She turned to Aaron. "There's something I haven't told you," she said. "What is it?" he asked. "The core inside me has a final level," she said. "It's called Phase Omega. It's locked, but I can break it. What happens if you do? Aaron asked carefully. Kaya looked down. I don't know, but if they destroy this colony, I may have no choice. Aaron placed his hand on her shoulder. We'll stop them before it comes to that. Outside, Crimson Dawn flew into battle. Fighter ships soared through the sky, lasers flashing in every direction. Explosions lit up. The dark space above, the Omega ship released drones fast. Deadly machines that moved like shadows. They attacked everything. Even escape pods. Kaya stepped into the lower deck, where a special chamber had been built just for her. It was small and dark, but the walls glowed with energy. She sat in the center and closed her eyes. Inside her mind, the core opened. She could feel memories. Fear, training, pain, but also kindness, laughter, and her name Kaya. Not Subject 7. Not weapon, just Kaya. The core spoke in her thoughts. Final access granted. Phase Omega unlocked. Suddenly, her body lifted into the air, glowing bright white. She wasn't burning with rage. She was filled with purpose. Above, on the battlefield, the sky split open. Kaya rose into the clouds like a rising sun, her body leaving trails of light. The drones stopped, confused. Then, they turned and fired. Kaya raised her hand. A wave of energy burst from her body. Not to destroy, but to disable. The drones shut down mid-flight, crashing harmlessly into the ground on the Omega warship. Officers stared in shock. She's controlling the grid, one said. She's rewriting our command code, another yelled. Kaya's voice came through their speakers. Calm, clear, unshaken. You built me from fear. But I choose to protect, not destroy. Aaron watched from the command deck. She's doing it, he whispered. She's winning without killing. The Omega ship tried to retreat, but Kaya appeared in front of it, floating like a star. With one touch, she powered down its engines. No blast, no fire, just silence. The warship went dark. The battle was over. Kaya returned to the colony, her feet touching the ground softly. The people stared at her, not in fear, but in awe. Some stepped forward. A child ran to her and hugged her leg. You saved us, he whispered. Kaya smiled gently. I didn't want to become a monster, she said, so I became something else. Back aboard Crimson Dawn, Aaron walked beside her in the hallway. You did what no one else could, he said. You stopped a war without firing a single deadly shot. Kaya looked at the stars through a small window. They'll come again, she said. Others who fear what I am, then will. Be ready, Aaron said, because now they'll know humanity doesn't just build weapons. We build hope, far away, in a secret room on Earth. A general slammed his fist on the table. She's become a symbol, he said angrily. If we can't control her, others will follow her, a scientist replied. Maybe that's what we needed all along. The sun rose slowly over the quiet colony. Its golden light touched the ruins, the trees, the people. But most of all, it warmed the face of the girl who had once been known only as Subject 7. Kaya stood near the cliffside, watching the sky. Below her, children laughed, playing near the rebuilt shelters. They had started drawing pictures of her floating in light, saving the stars. But Kaya didn't feel like a hero. She felt like someone who had survived something dark and finally stepped into the light. Captain Aaron Voss walked up beside her. He handed her a warm drink and smiled. You're becoming quite popular down there, he said. Kaya took the cup and nodded slowly. I never thought I'd be trusted, she said. I never thought I'd be free. You earned it, Aaron replied. You made your own path. I still feel it, she whispered, placing a hand on her chest. The core is quiet now, but still alive. Will it stay that way? He asked. I don't know, she said, but now I control it. Not the other way around. Aaron nodded. Earth's command has been silent, he said, but that won't last. They'll try to take me again, Kaya said, or destroy me. Then we stay ahead of them, Aaron said. You don't have to run anymore. Kaya looked up, her eyes calm and clear. I don't want to hide, she said. I want to help. She spent the next few days walking through the colony. She taught the engineers how to repair with energy instead of metal. She helped medics close wounds with light, and most importantly, she listened. People came to her not just for strength, but for wisdom. She never gave commands, only choices. And they followed her not out of fear, but respect. One night, while the stars shined brighter than usual, Aaron received a message. It was from Earth Command. Crimson Dawn, return to Earth immediately. Subject 7 is to be transferred to Secured Facility Alpha 7. Aaron read it, then deleted it. Kaya walked in a moment later. You got the order, didn't you? She asked. Yes, Aaron said. They want you in a cage again. Kaya nodded. Then it's time, she said. I have to go not as a prisoner, but as a voice. Aaron looked at her carefully. You want to face them? Yes, she replied. I need to show them I'm not a mistake. I'm proof of what humans could become, not what they should fear. Aaron sighed. Then I'm going with you. The next morning, Crimson Dawn left orbit. As it flew toward Earth, whispers spread across nearby systems. The girl with the core was returning, not as a weapon, but as a message. They landed outside the Earth's Defense Council. Security ships surrounded them. Towers aimed weapons at them, but Kaya stepped out first, arms open. Unarmed, the guards aimed at her. She didn't flinch. I am Kaya, she said, not subject. 7. I came to speak, not fight. Inside the Grand Council chamber, leaders from every region sat in silence. They had seen her file, her powers, her past. One of the generals stood. You are a threat, he said. You should not exist. Kaya looked at him calmly. I didn't ask to be created, she said. But I choose what I become, another. Woman, an old scientist, leaned forward. Tell us, Kaya, she said gently. What are you now? Kaya took a deep breath. I am what you made, she said. But I am also what you feared free. I could burn cities, silence armies, rule planets. She stepped closer. But I don't, she continued. I protect, you trained. Me to kill, but I healed. You filled me with war, but I found peace. The chamber went silent. For the first time in years, they listened. A child who was never meant to grow, now stood before them as something better. Finally, the lead council member stood. We were wrong, she said. You are not a weapon. You are a mirror. Kaya smiled gently. Then let's give the galaxy something worth reflecting. They did not arrest her. They did not cage her. They let her speak, teach, and travel. Years later, stories were told of the girl with the glowing heart. Of how she stopped wars, not with fire, but with truth. Of how she made even the strongest leaders think again. One night, on a peaceful moon where Kaya lived with others like her. She sat with Aaron by the river. Do you ever regret saving me? She asked. Aaron smiled. No, he said. You changed everything. She leaned back, looking at the stars. They tried to build a weapon, she said. But I became something more, a human.